Daughter, I have a story to tell you. I have wanted to tell it to you for a very long time. But unlike Babar or Eloise or any of the other stories that you love to hear, this one is not funny. This one is not clever. It is simply true. It is my story, yet I do not have the words to tell it. Instead, I pick up my needles and I knit. Every stitch is a letter. A row spells out I love you. I knit I love you into everything I make. Like a prayer or a wish, I send it out to you, hoping you can hear me. Hoping, daughter, that the story I am knitting reaches you somehow. Hoping that my love reaches you somehow. I started knitting 6 months after Grace died, but I actually didn't write anything for another year. Most knitters, at one time or another, have turned to knitting and to knitting circles in times of need. All those months that I spent knitting, in the back of my mind, the book was taking shape. The idea of Mary came from my own experience, but what I really wanted was to create for her the perfect knitting circle where women come together and give each other knitting lessons and life lessons and help each other through all kinds of loss and all sorts of life's obstacles. Writing the book helped me in a lot of ways. It helped me to escape. It helped me to sort out my thoughts. And it reminded me really of hopefulness, and it reminded me of the good things out there in the world. I have to say that I think after such a loss, you're never the old person that you were. So many parts of that, of being Grace's mother, they're gone. But myself as a writer, and just as a person back in the world, has absolutely come back to me, and writing the book is one of the reasons. One of the things I love after someone has read The Knitting Circle is when they tell me that they laughed as often as they cried and that they left it feeling like the world was a great place. The first Wednesday night in October, Mary drove to Big Alice's for the Knitting Circle. Mary's mind was full of plans for the blanket she was going to knit for her husband for Christmas, a crazy combination of yarns and patterns, rows of zigzags, rows of pearls, rows like waves. She needed 35 different yarns to knit it, all of them nestled in tight skeins. Here and there, leaves had changed, and Mary caught a glimpse of red and orange. The air smelled of autumn. At unexpected times, Mary discovered that she still could experience joy. The first juicy peach of summer, her husband's goodnight kiss, the particular slant of sunshine out her window, the smell of rain in the air, waves hitting the beach, the feel of new yarn in her fingers.